Growing up, I've played the Ghostbusters 2 game for the NES that was released here in the United States. I've never heard about New Ghostbusters 2 until around a few weeks ago. New Ghostbusters 2 was released by HAL Labs in Japan in 1990 and Europe in 1992. Sadly, it was never released here in the US. In the United States, we got a different Ghostbusters 2 game, and both games are completely different. But today, we are talking about New Ghostbusters 2 for the NES. Remember, if you're new here, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button as it helps us as channel grow. And don't forget to hit the notification button for all future videos. So, how is New Ghostbusters 2 today? Let's find out in this review of New Ghostbusters 2 for the NES. The plot follows that of the movie quite closely. Basically, an evil painting has gone up in the art gallery where Peter's ex-girlfriend Dana works at, and is trying to take over the world using her newborn son. The Ghostbusters have to reunite to destroy the painting and save the world. In the game, the plot is spread across 6 stages featuring locations from the film, including a courtroom, the subway, the art museum, although the final stage is almost entirely based around the battle with Vigo. Sadly, there are no cutscenes or dialogue to explain the story, so as long as you've watched the movie, you will know what's going on. The game is done from an overhead perspective, like the Zelda games, and you get 3 lives and 3 continues. This might sound like a lot, but it only takes 1 hit for you to lose a life. And the good thing is that you don't have to start from the beginning of the level. When you die, you start right where you left off. You start the game by choosing any 2 of your favorite Ghostbusters from the selection of 5. Rick Moranis' character, Accountant Louis Tully, is also available. Now, there's no difference between any of them, so it's just a matter of preference who you want. The A button fires your proton pack with your main character, and the B button shoots out your trap with the other Ghostbuster you chose. Each level follows a similar pattern. The stages are made up of a collection of individual rooms and feature a huge amount of clutter to navigate around. Each room has a number of ghosts you must capture before moving on. Ghosts vary from simple Slimers who slightly chase you around, to ninjas who teleport around the room. The roster is not only comprised of ghosts, there are demons in a bunch as well. The stages are large enough that the game will guide you with an arrow to point you in the right direction, and after clearing enough rooms, you face a boss. Some of these boss battles present a nice challenge since you have no life bar. This game is a lot better in its gameplay than the American version. All the characters move fast. The one downside is that your partner is AI controlled, and they don't exactly match your footsteps. Instead, they just wander around slightly. While this might be a more dynamic way to play the game, the sidekick gets stuck sometimes behind a wall or a door. It does allow for rare instances where your trapper gets stuck somewhere, and some boss battles can be a little tough. Vigo is not that easy to defeat. The levels roughly follow the flow of the film pretty closely, and the whole game can be completed in under 45 minutes. The presentation of New Ghostbusters 2 is of very high quality. All the levels look good, different from each other, with the exception of the last 2 stages, but they are set in the same place, and there are nice little touches included in the game. All the Ghostbusters look different from each other, and you get Venkman who has his hairline, or Ray who has his goggles. All the ghost animations are cool looking, and the bosses in this game look good also. Things are bright and colorful, which makes the game seem to be more of a companion to the cartoon rather than the film, which is not a bad thing. The animation among is the smoothest I've seen on an NES game. While this game isn't visually impressive enough to pass as an early 16-bit offering, it does show the power of the NES quite close to its maximum potential. The music is great in this game, although the Ghostbusters theme only gets played at the beginning and the end of the game. The other levels in between all have different themes, and some of them sort of sound like some of the music from the movie, and they all sound great. The sound effects are good also, like when you are using your proton beam to capture a ghost or using a ghost trap. It all sounds great. The gameplay for New Ghostbusters 2 is great. Controlling your Ghostbuster is easy, but the AI can get stuck in some places. The game follows the movie pretty good. You get to fight in some of the levels from the movie, from the courthouse to Peter's apartment to the art gallery, but there are no cutscenes to explain the story. The music is great, and the sound effects are good also. This is a good looking game. The graphics were really good in this game. Yeah, they might be a little cartoony, but I think it worked for this game. I thought they were really well done. Some of the bosses can be challenging. You get 3 lives and 3 continues, but 1 hit and you're dead. This game is a little short, and after a couple of playthroughs, it's really not that hard. Overall, New Ghostbusters 2 was a lot of fun to play, and I would definitely recommend this. It was a great playthrough. New Ghostbusters 2 for the NES is getting an 8.5 out of 10. What did you think about New Ghostbusters 2 for the NES? Please leave comments below to share your thoughts. That would do it for this episode. I will be doing live streams throughout the week, mostly games from the Xbox or the Nintendo Switch, and I also do retro games. And remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up for your support. Thank you for watching, and I will see you here on the next episode. Have a great day.